The Risk 360 dashboard page gives visibility and insight into your organization's risk score, contributed by various underlying factors such as exposed servers, recent malware outbreaks, segmentation posture, and data uploads to risky applications. Zscaler's architecture quantifies these events across 4 major categories, such as exposure of attack surfaces, asset compromise, lateral propagation, and sensitive data loss. You can study how your organization's risk score has changed over time and compare your score against industry peers. Different risk factors bear different weights on the score. For example, an active infection is more severe than a blocked access attempt to a blocked destination. On the dashboard page, on the left you can view the organization risk score. This section shows the Zscaler computed risk score for your organization and the industry peer average risk score. Your organization's risk score is an average risk score across 4 categories: external attack surface, compromise, lateral propagation, and data loss. You can study how the risk score has changed over time and compare your score against your industry peers. The severities appear for the score ranges: low, that within 0 to 25, medium 26 to 50, high 51 to 75, and critical from 76 to 100. You can hover over the dollar symbol to view the financial risk estimates. You can click View Details to further analyze it. You are redirected to the financial risk page. On the right, we have Risk Score Trend. The graph shows the Zscaler computed and industry peer average risk score trend for the last 90 days. Hover over a point in the graph to view the risk score for that date. You can select to view the risk trend for a specific risk score type by using the checkboxes at the bottom of the graph. Click Key Events to view significant events that contributed to your risk score in an enlarged view. In the enlarged view, the risk score trend graph shows the top 10 events impacting the risk score. Hover over an event to view the change in the risk score because of the event and the list of contributing factors within the event. The Top 10 Events section lists the top 10 events observed within the last 90 days. These events are numbered in the order of their occurrence. Click View All Events to go to the Score Change Logs page, where you can view all the events that contributed to the risk score change in detail. Next, in the risk event by location, the map shows a category-based number of risky events from geolocation coordinates, derived by looking at the client or server IP. As geo-IP lookups are only possible for a subset of overall risky events, the location visualizations represent a small fraction of overall risky events, but the map view allows you to visualize the geospatial distribution of risky events wherever possible. Hover over a location to view the number of risky events across each category. The bottom left of the section shows the top risky locations with the percentage of risky events in descending order. Scroll down to view the contributing factors by entity. This section shows the total number of contributing factors from each entity. The circle chart shows the segregation across each category affected by these factors. For example, in the workforce, you can see the factors contributing to the risk score due to risky user activity. In third parties, the factors contributing to the risk score due to activities by third-party users like contract workers. Hover over the circle chart to view the number of factors from each category and the percentage contribution to the total number of factors in that entity. You can click View All to further analyze it. You are redirected to the Factors page. Further scroll down to the Top 10 Factors. Here you can view the top 10 factors contributing to your organization's risk score. For each factor, you can view the information relating to category, factor name, your score, last 30 days, where the graph showing the last 30-day score trend for that factor, entities, that is the entities affected by the factor, and recommended actions, that is the recommended action required to lower the risk score. Finally, look at the high impact recommendations. The section shows top factors with high impact on your risk score, and the recommendation to lower your organization's risk score. Each recommendation consists of the category name, the day it was discovered, the consequence of not implementing the recommendation, and the trend. You can click Explore to further analyze a particular recommendation, or click View All to view the list of all the recommended actions. You are redirected to the Insights page. Let's move on to the Financial Risk page. The Financial Risk page gives visibility into your organization's potential financial loss exposure for your current risk score. You can also analyze the factors affecting the financial loss exposure on this page. On the financial risk page, you can view the Monte Carlo simulation for financial loss. The Monte Carlo simulation is a renowned method to determine the probability of an outcome from a range of outcomes, with a random set of variables as the source of uncertainty. This simulation helps organizations quantify various risk-related parameters. The integration of the Monte Carlo simulation with Risk360 helps you simulate numerous random loss observations, also known as iterations, for each risk parameter: inherent, residual, last 30 days average, and industry peer, and combines all the observations to show you the probability of financial losses in millions of dollars because of a risky event. The Monte Carlo simulation page consists of multiple metrics to help you analyze the simulated results. Inherent risk is based on your current organization's risk score. This shows the probability of loss based on your overall organization risk score. The residual risk is the risk score obtained after rectifying the 10 Risk360 factors. This simulation helps you see the financial impact of addressing the top 10 Risk360 factors. The last 30 days average risk score is based on the average risk of the last 30 days. This helps you see the impact of changes in risk scores for the last 30 days. Industry peer risk score is based on the industry peer risk score, which helps you in comparing loss probability to your industry peers. Let's again move on to the financial risk page. Here in the financial summary, you view our organization's risk score-based financial exposure and the exposure without Zscaler. The section also provides an estimate of how much of this financial risk exposure can be reduced by implementing the recommended actions from the top 10 financial contributing factors section. On the right, we have the loss curve. This graph shows the loss estimate change over the last 6 months. In the bottom, we have top 10 financial contributing factors. You can view the top 10 factors contributing to your organization's financial risk exposure. For each factor, you can see financial exposure, factor name, category, your score, which is the total score assigned to the factor, and your score based on the configuration, 0 being a healthy score. The total score for a factor depends on its severity and the recommended action that needs implementation to reduce your financial risk exposure. Click on a financial contributing factor. You are redirected to the factor page where you can see all the factors and analyze them. In the reports page, you can download various risk-related reports from the reports page. The page contains the multiple reports and documents such as CISO board slides, where CISO board slides provide customers with extensive insight into how Risk360 is helping quantify and measure risk in their network. A new slide is generated for a period of 7 days. The reports are securely stored as a PowerPoint file. In the Attack Surface Report, the Attack Surface Report provides you with the details of your organization's exposed applications and servers to a public network, such as the Internet, and their possible exploitation. Similarly, the Cybersecurity Maturity Assessment Report provides a holistic view of your Zero Trust journey. It is generated by a custom large language model developed by Zscaler. And lastly, SEC Disclosures provides you with a document with a sample format and content that can be a helpful starting point for security and legal teams in addressing the Securities and Exchange Commission's (SEC's) new cyber risk reporting regulations. The Alerts page contains 4 tabs to manage various alerting stages. The Ongoing Alerts tab shows alerts that are currently being triggered and persisting. The Alert History tab shows all the historically configured alerts. The Alert Rules tab shows all the configured alerts. The Webhooks tab shows all the configured webhooks. You can use webhooks in an alert rule and configure multiple alert rules to the same webhook from your third-party provider to deliver alerts. Now we move on to the next tab, that is Assets. Asset Level Risk aggregates and visualizes the total number of assets in your organization, highlights risky assets, and further provides drill downs on these risky assets to understand what's driving the risk. In progression to the Risk360's organizational level risk score representation, and over 100 factors that can drill down to show specific users and locations at risk, Asset Level Risk helps view the risk score assigned at the asset level. It facilitates the monitoring and remediation of risky assets. Zscaler's asset level risk scoring model considers more than 65 indicators that influence the risk score. On the Assets page, you can view the information related to the overview, distribution of assets by authentication status, where the pie chart shows the percentage split between the number of authenticated and unauthenticated assets. The total number of assets is displayed at the center of the pie chart. Authenticated assets chart shows the types of assets available in your organization's traffic with their count. This data is for authenticated assets only. Risky Asset Inventory, where the table shows the top 1,000 risky asset details.